I would like to find out the holdups and issues we can face that lead to delays of entries and ways to avoid these. That is a good question. And Allison, since you're in charge of a major operation and we see these, why don't we tackle this from what you see? You know, what Customs provides you that you see electronically that helps you to narrow down specific examples of what's actually going on. Because I think a lot of times Customs brokers get a bad rap because we say, and not that Scarborough, that oh, it's just on a hold. And we're maybe not as specific as we need to be and or can be. So maybe talk about it from that standpoint and what you see the most of.
A lot of reasons that, you know, shipments can be slowed down. Anything from an ISF wasn't filed, so it gets put on an ISF hold at the port and has to be examined, to an egg hold because they're inspecting the containers for creepy crawlies. That happens this time of year quite frequently. And then, you know, just general lack of information. Sometimes if we don't have a commercial invoice or tariff classifications, delays caused by missing PGA data. If we don't have your, if you're bringing in FDA products and we need your manufacturer's FDA registration number, we can't transmit your entry until we have it. So there's really a lot of pieces to the puzzle, but if you get all the information you can up front and to your broker as soon as possible from the day that shipment's ready to go, I think the smoother the process is going to go for everybody. I mean,
I would agree. And kind of at the beginning of our presentation, Allison outlined the documents that are required. And in there, she specifically had the invoice, the packing list, the bill of lading, the certificate of origin, if applicable, like you're trying to prove origin or validate preferential treatment claim. And she also mentioned the PGA data. FDA's, USDA, any of those, ATF, any of those other government agencies that participate in the import process, of having all of that information and having it to the broker. And I know, like in our system, we can put all of that information in advance. I mean, there's no reason to wait for the time of importation. Let's get together, let's upload your items, let's upload your product codes if it's FDA, and all of that information in our system so that we know that we have that well. And my question back to the asker as well is, how strong is your program? Do you have requirements for all of your invoices that they maintain all of the correct, accurate descriptions, accurate tariff numbers, country of origin? Does it have all the requirements that are on there or that are required by Customs? Because there is a specific outline and a list of recommendations for invoice requirements. And does your invoice comply from your vendors, and do you hold them accountable? Because if you do, then you're probably going to come through a little bit quicker. Again, I like to use the saying garbage in, garbage out. If your invoice has item 1, 2, 3, and that's all it says on there, well, nobody knows what that is. And if you're looking from a Customs perspective, does it say item 1, 2, 3 is a cell phone? And then does it have the proper tariff classification for a cell phone, if that's what you're importing, or the water bottles earlier? Because if they all equal, if cell phone equals that tariff number, equals the value is correct, all of those things, then it should be easier for Customs to determine. If Customs can't determine that, then you're likely going to see a hold, would be my recommendation. So again, it's getting things done right up front and in advance, as Allison had mentioned, and working with your broker to make sure that they have that data so that when it's transmitted as soon as possible, that it's out there. And then if there is a hold, then work with the Customs broker to identify the specific type of hold that's being done. And again, she sees that. She sees if there's a security filing hold, or if there's an FDA hold or a USDA hold. We get that transmitted back to us so that we can relay it to you, so that you don't think your product was held every time, but in a sense, it was held 5 different times for 5 different reasons versus the same reason. And that might also help you to navigate and make sure that you know what's going on. So that would be my recommendations.